you. We talk about these Hobie Baker finalists and how they...
He was a transfer student out of Fair State last year, so he was redshirted. This year he's put all of his points into 1 year. What a tremendous year he has had. A sophomore, very small, 5'10" perhaps, but boy, he can skate and make the good things happen for North Dakota.
But he will be skating against another Jason. This time it's Jason Elliott, who played so well.
I would adopt.
Number 30 from Saskatchewan, Aaron Schweitzer.
And he is a good one. He has been a good find for the Fighting Sioux. Came into this season as a backup to Toby Kabalabog, but this freshman from Regina has played superb, and he has got the starting call down the gate here, and he's one of those players that thrives on playing. The energy level becomes much higher.
And Mike Schaefer, the head coach of the Big Red, in his second season. And he's each of his first two, he's won the playoff championship.
Yeah, a pretty good record, I would think, when you're a coach coming in like that, but also an 86 grad of this school, and he was a defenseman. He knows how to play defensive style hockey, and that's what his team is accustomed to.
There's a look at Dean Blaze, the head coach of the Fighting Sioux of North Dakota, in his third year. So some fairly young coaches as far as their collegiate career is concerned.
And the nice thing about young coaches is they become old coaches too with good records. This guy is a WCHA coach of the year and has really brought an element of excitement to this program. They were floundering a little bit, but he has brought that enthusiasm back, and they have played exceptionally well, tying with Minnesota for the league championship and then winning the playoff championship.
We have the same officiating crew that we had in the second game yesterday. Frank Cole is our referee, and he whistled 27 penalties in the matchup between Michigan State and Minnesota. And the Fighting Sioux will chase it down in their own end and try to reset. Williamson and Litke, who is the captain, are the defensemen on this starting line. Let's go to Lisa Bose downstairs, the third member of our crew. Lisa, what do you got for us today?
Well, thank you very much, John. You know, both these schools have a great tradition in the postseason. Cornell making its 12th NCAA appearance, but they have not dominated like they did back in the late 60s and early 70s. They won 2 national titles during that time span, 67 and 70. And as for UND, talk about dominating a decade. Mike Schaefer's team, as I said, Cornell, making its 12th appearance. But as for the postseason, it has been, well, a long time, as I said, since they've dominated back in the 60s and 70s. Now, Gino Gasparini, boy, talk about dominating a decade like they did. The Fighting Sioux back in the 80s, 3 national titles over that time span. And as for a history with each other, quickly, guys, they don't really have one, except 30 years ago. They met back in 1968, UND winning it 3-1. And the previous year, 1967, Cornell beat UND, then beat BU. So there's lots of playoff history when you talk about these two teams, just not with each other. Gentlemen?
Thanks, Lisa. I guess, first of all, they've had a great opportunity to study each other's games over those 30 years. Watch all those films, perhaps, they come up with now.
You saw Adam Calder down right wing with the first real opportunity of this opening period. 19-17 to play. We're scoreless at this point. We're going to change the face-off situation. Chase one out and bring in Ryan Smart, who had a goal in the victory by the Big Red yesterday afternoon right here in Van Andel. Tony Bergen tries to start back. He's tied up. An opportunity right in front. And a save made. And again, it's Elliott holding his ground, and he kicks it out of there. Elliott was flat down, but he made the saves. North Dakota keeping the pressure on in front, and Elliott has to smother it. He was really being pressured by Jason Blake, number 5, the first look at the Hobie Baker finalist.
Well, this is where you have speed against size and stamina, and right now Big Red, they're the better of the two teams when it comes to the physical play, perhaps, but as far as speed goes, North Dakota is one of those teams that can really make things happen. Watch right here, Blake coming in here, getting that puck, no one there to bother him except the big goaltender. And once again, Jason Elliott coming out very big as he gets a couple of key saves there, and also standing on the doorstep was Jay Panzer looking for that puck but could not get to it.
The pressure being applied now by North Dakota, the Fighting Sioux, with the early opportunities and testing Jason Elliott early, and so far he has answered those. Elliott, 8th round pick by the Red Wings. The Big Red, you know, they're going to try and have to try to slow them down. This is a very fast North Dakota team.
Well, that's what they talked about before the game, is being along the boards and trying to keep North Dakota in that area. But they also know North Dakota is a team of skaters. They're almost like water bugs out there. They only have 2 players up front, so they're 6 foot or better. And so they've got the speed, and with speed, you've got to hit them.
Blake puts it on net. Back down in the corner by Hookstein. Hookstein's a little one, 5'7", 140. Coach says he looks like he's in junior high school. There's a goal. And the Fighting Sioux break on top. front, a loose puck tapped home, and UND takes the lead.
Well, it's going to be UND. I believe it was Panzer who's going to get the initial goal right off of the backhand shot here. It looked like it was going to be an innocent play, but it's Mitch Vig who takes a shot initially. Look where the rebound is, and all of a sudden you've got players coming into it. Somebody's got to it, can't get to it in time, and all of a sudden it's in the net, and North Dakota takes a 1-0 lead. That goal is scored by number 16, I believe it will be Jay Panzer. He will get the goal, his 16th goal of the season.
Well, he stayed with it, didn't he? And no one was able to clear that rebound. He got the backhand on it, and right back comes UND. And again, Elliott tested early, has to fall on and smother it. 18:08 remaining, and North Dakota breaks ahead of Cornell 1-0.
Here's a shot coming. Good shot. And the nice thing about this is nice and low. And all of a sudden, when you've got that low shot, there are rebounds that can be picked up. You saw the skater come in. It's much easier for players when they're moving into that area, when they're skating, to get to that puck and make something happen just instead of standing there. They've got that speed going.
Ogier and Bull on the faceoff, just to the left of goaltender Jason Elliott, who grew up in Toronto. His parents now live in Australia, and he is getting a real test early on. North Dakota leading 1-0. Kevin Hoogstein, the older brother of David Hoogstein, comes in, and there's another quick shot, and it's right on net. The shots are piling up. 6-1 for North Dakota at this point. They have been swarming the net.
Well, they really have, and that's what we talk about, the speed of these players also. Here's a player back in the lineup, Ian Calais, who was out last weekend with a bad wrist. He's a big plus for this team. And with having a player like this in the lineup again, he brings that certain element of confidence up front, the ability to put the puck into the net.
And we're going to straighten out that goal situation. They're saying that it went off a defender into the net, so Vig will get the goal instead of the rebound effort, and it was still a strong effort in front. It was turned in by Jay Panzer, but they're going to give it to Vig, so it's only his second. The defenseman gets the goal, play at center ice, and that's where the Big Red would like to have it, but so far, Tom, they haven't been able to do it. It's over the glass and out of play. Let's go back and take another look and see if it does go off the defenseman in front.
Well, you see the defenseman Vig taking the shot right here. The rebound comes out, and there's the, well,
yeah, it looks like Daly was trying to clear it.
But also at the same time, you could see it may have been that his Daly stick was right between the puck and the stick of Panzer, and that's why they've done that.
Should be a good
There's the
angle
rebound
here.
Right here. There's the players coming, but it was the momentum of Panzer that really brought it back into that area too. So
I think you're right, Tom. I think it redirected the shot a bit because he was trying to clear it out in front of the net.
But if he didn't touch the puck at all, then he won't get credit for the goal, and that would be the absolute right call to make. If the stick of the defenseman, in this case Daly, was between the puck and Panzer's stick, and he was the last person to touch it, then it would go back to the defensive being Vig.
Dumped into the zone, cleared out now. Cornell trying to mount an attack. Early advantage, 7-1 in shots for the Fighting Sioux against the Big Red. You can see that Cornell now trying to turn up the intensity a bit in the offensive zone, keep the pressure on. That one was going to go wide, but reaching out to make the glove catch is Aaron Schweitzer.
And you talk about big red players too. You need some size back there. Jason Kendall, one of those players at 6'3", 220-pound senior, and he brings us a great element of physical play back behind that blue line.
Ryan Moynihan's line is on with Kyle Knopp and Mike Rudder. The face-off just to the right of Aaron Schweitzer. UND resetting their defenders in front of the net. Make sure everything's set before we drop the puck. Matt Henderson will take the face-off. He goes down. It's controlled by Rudder. He's tied up in the corner. Dick puts the body on him there. And they stack it up in the corner. Spinning. But nothing there. It was O'Connell trying to keep some pressure on.
Down.
Diving down to make the smothering stop. 16:36 to go. Let's talk about Jay Panzer a little bit. The effort that he put on to get close to the net, almost get credit for a goal.
Well, he's one of the tallest members of this first line for North Dakota at 5'10", 170 pounds. He's out of Grand Forks, North Dakota, so he gets to play in his hometown. At the same time, he was Mr. Hockey back in 1994, and he's also one of those guys that is, like I said before, like one of the water bugs out there. Last year, he had not much luck last year as far as points go, but this year, much improved. 36 points on the year. And Dean Blais said this guy has just been a big asset for us on that right side, and we need players like him. And being a sophomore, he's got a couple more years to entertain the crowd up there.
Coincidental penalties on Vig and Rudder. Both will be in the penalty box for 2 minutes. And the teams will play 4-on-4. 16:30 remaining in the opening period. From outside, a good shot inside. The rebound missed that time. An opportunity for Ryan Smart. He could not connect. Now Smart digs it out, brings it back to the point. Slap shot there is steered away. Steve Wilson taking that shot. It comes behind the net now. And UND, that's Jason Blake to track it down. Getting a little help on the defense from Mark Pivot. Here comes Cornell, the slap shot. Stick save right in front. Calder's going to go to the bench. 16 minutes to go opening period. 1-0. North Dakota has the lead. Controlled now by Ryan Smart. Dumps it back into the zone. Both teams will make line changes right here. Here comes North Dakota. They can fly. That's Murphy with it. He'll dump it down into the far corner. Comes behind the net. Played there by Jason Daly. A race scored in the corner. Scramble behind the net. Now it's loose in front. Scramble all over the place. You can see that the puck was loose momentarily. Papp was right there. He had a chance.
Well, Papp was in the position trying to get to that puck. You watch Dane Littke being behind, trying to keep his man on the outside. But watch also, all of a sudden, the puck comes there. You can see where it is. The referee wasn't quite sure. He blew the whistle. But Jamie Papp was standing right on the doorstep, and the senior could not get to the puck in time.
36 saves, a season high. Back in January, Schweitzer against a Colorado College team that will be in the national semifinal in Milwaukee. By the way, all the tickets are sold for Milwaukee. The big NCAA Ice Hockey Championship is coming up. North Carolina fires it down into the corner to be tracked down by Hookstein. They'll take a bump over there from Wilson. That squirts loose. Steve Wilson picks it off. Red trying to start out, but they cannot. Murphy keeps it in. Once again, it's Steve Wilson. The assistant captains. On the wing to Cooney. Right in front. That one is lifted high and out of play. The coincidental minors are over, and we're going to have another penalty coming up as soon as they get out of the penalty box. Frank Cole is going to go to work with this whistle. 14:32 to play opening period. North Dakota with the early lead. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the 1997 Ice Hockey Championship.
Playing just his second game in as many days, he's going to be called for charging, and the most physical hitter for the Big Red team gets a chance to sit for charging. That penalty coming at the first period at the 5:28 mark.
And North Dakota has been very effective on the power play. Almost 24% on the season. They'll have the first opportunity here this afternoon with a 1-goal lead at 14:19 to play in the opening period. Along with Tom Reed and Lisa Bowes, I'm John Sanders. Great you can spend part of your Sunday afternoon with us. We hope you will stay with us later this afternoon for what should be a terrific matchup between the top-ranked Wolverines of Michigan and also the Golden Gophers of Minnesota, who beat Michigan State last night.
And one of the big guys for North Dakota also, Matt Henderson, at 6'1", 195 pounds, and that is their big physical line. And with that size, they've got those players trying to combat Big Red as much as they possibly can.
It's cleared out of there by Jason Daly, all the way down the ice. Aaron Schweitzer will set it up. Still a minute and a half to go in the penalty. First power play opportunity for either team this afternoon. And Cornell taking over, but not able to advance it inside the blue line. Racing back. Dave Hoopstein, all 5'7", 140 pounds of him, forced toward the goal. And a chance for Cornell to clear. They do, but not out. Now it's cleared to the zone. Penalty stands at 1:10. 13:40 remaining in the opening period. North Dakota has the only goal. Steered away again. And he has to hold up. His teammates is in the zone. Now he clears that blue line. On the power play for another 49 seconds. And no real good opportunities at all so far on this power play.
They have not, and Big Red has done a good job of just shutting down North Dakota at this point in the power play. They've gotten the puck, just shooting it down the ice. Good strong forecheck, but they also have that extra man back there just in case, so they are not outnumbered in their own defensive zone.
This is Wilson with it. He tries to get it out, cannot. There's a quick shot on goal fired that time by Williamson. At the blue line. North Dakota keeps it in. Inside 20 seconds left in the penalty. And a goal, and it's 2-0. Quickly moving around. Poking that one home was Defoe, a freshman from Apple Valley, Minnesota.
Well, he's one of those players that's got the size also, but he also has a big presence of mind. He scored the winning goal. Or excuse me, was on the ice when the winning goal was scored back in Minnesota. But watch the play right here as he gets the puck, puts it right back just behind as the defenders are coming towards him. What he's trying to do is draw them, get the puck back over to him, and all of a sudden the puck is in the net. And that will be the second goal of this hockey game. Kevin Hoogstein getting the goal. The assist will go to Defoe at 7:15 of the first period. In North Dakota, as we said before, their speed, their quickness will make a big difference in this game, and they have shown that with that 2-0 lead.
For Hoogstein, it is his 4th power play goal of the year. He also has 6 game winners, even though he's only scored 16 goals on the season. So he has scored some key goals. That's a big one because it makes it 2-0. Puts a lot more pressure on the Big Red of Cornell. At center ice. Fighting Sioux, trying to keep the pressure on. Right in front. Batted away by Elliott. Homer carried it in, poked it in front. Back comes Cornell. They want to make a line change. 12 minutes remaining opening period. North Dakota 2, Cornell 0. Dakota zone. Netminder is out of the net right now. The puck scrambling around. Back comes Bell trying to come back. Could not. Pushed back in now by the Big Red. Right in front. Swept out of there by Jesse Bull. He drops it for Hoopstein. In the far corner now. Hitting starting to pick up here with 11:24 to go in the period.
John, that's what they have to do. They can't allow North Dakota, who's in white here, just to be freewheeling out there. They've got to somehow get to them physically and try to slow them down.
Heads up now, heads up!
Waiting nicely that time was Pivots until the zone was cleared, and he forces it back behind the net. Jesse Bull digging for it. He battles down deep with Sacchetti, and we'll have another penalty. The 4th one of the opening 20 minutes tonight.
Well, Frank Cole, the official, has been very busy over the last couple of nights in calling penalties, and this is going to be a tripping call that will go against North Dakota. As you take a look at Jesse Bull, who heads to the penalty box, and good call by the official. Rick Sacchetti, playing in his first weekend game, is hauled down, and the tripping call goes against the Fighting Sioux, and will give Big Red an opportunity on the power play to try and catch up.
Big Red just under 20% on the power play so far this season. It is early yet. And we've already seen a lot of the speed, the movement of the puck that North Dakota possesses. But now it's Cornell's opportunity on the power play. He answered the power play goal that was scored by the Fighting Sioux. Right now, control by Litke. He dumps it in the zone. Check thrown there in the far corner. Cornell trying to set up in the offensive end and not had the opportunity yet. 1.5 remaining on the power play. Now they've got the chance to set it up. There's the quick shot by Wilson in front. It's knocked aside. Tim Chislin was also on the doorstep there looking for a rebound. Back out it comes to Chad Wilson. 15 on the power play. Dragging it out of there is Rudder. And it comes all the way out beyond the blue line and goes to center ice. The Big Red will make some changes. So does UND. There are the numbers on the power play for Cornell. And for North Dakota. Chad Wilson skates it all the way back into his zone. OJ chases it down. 45 on the penalty. That's the time remaining. That time Smart had to turn around because one of his teammates was in the zone. Calais controlling, and then finally it's cleared up ice and right on net. 11 shots on goal so far for North Dakota, just 4 for the Big Red, and they have about 20 seconds left on that penalty.
Now, what's interesting also in those 4 shots they have had, 3 of those shots Schweitzer has given up a rebound, so players have to watch for that. You know, get the shots on net. There may be something that comes off of him that the players coming into the air can get a piece of.
Williamson able to clear it out from behind the net, move it up ice. We are over midway through 9 minutes remaining in the opening period. For quarterfinal matchup, we're going to have an icing call, so we will take a break with 8:55 to play. A 2-goal lead for North Dakota. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the 1997 Ice Hockey Championship.
I'm standing now with David Adler, defenseman from Cornell, slash wrist, well, actually just a sprained wrist. Yesterday in the game against Miami, how tough is this to watch?
It's extremely tough. I mean, you work so hard, and all you want to do is play, and just, I mean, injuries, they just happen, and it's one of those things you just can't control. I mean, if something's wrong with your game in practice, you can work on that or whatever. And injury is just something you can't control, and you just got to sit it out and wait to see what happens.
What was the mood like in the locker room before heading into this one? You guys know they've got a lot of speed. You can't really skate with them. You've got to slow them down at some point.
Yeah, our game plan pretty much is to dump it in and cycle down low and everything, because we're more of a bump and grind team. We got to play extremely physical. We don't want to get into a run and gun type offense. A lot of transition. They're a great team on transition. They have great speed. So if you're giving the puck up around the blue line, either way, they're just going to go with it. So you got to get it deep and work in the corners and bring it towards the net.
Some simple fundamentals and perhaps some more shots. Only 4 shots so far to their 11.
Yeah, definitely. I think most of the play right now has been neutral zone and in our defensive zone. So we got to keep it simple and get it out of our defensive zone so we can get into the offensive zone. And then once we get it in, we're
last Saturday, and show you why the Fighting Sioux have the #2 seed. Scrambling overtime victory, great win for them. They beat Minnesota. They were able to move to this NCAA regional.
Well, you saw the initial shot taking place by Jason Blake, and it actually hit the defenseman's stick. Went right across the ice, and Peter Armbruster, who was coming in, had his stick on the ice where it should be. The puck was right there. He had 24 square feet to shoot at, and he made no mistake with it.
They celebrated the championship, and in the process picked up a bye and a #2 seed, and Minnesota then wound up with a #4 seed.
Yeah, and that is so important. This team has been a tremendous asset for the community there. They have really gelled, and this year was just a terrific year for them. And you look at one of the key players for that team right now, too, and that's David Hoogstein. And you talk about a player. He was the MVP in the WCHA tournament and playoff, and he is 5'7", 140 pounds, but he is a scooter.
Yeah, that's because he's from Thunder Bay, Ontario, right? He's a spark plug. 2-0 is the score, and I think we've got a change in the scoring in the first North Dakota goal, as you called it.
Yeah, they have given the goal now to Jay Panzer, unassisted. And so that goal is 139. So either way, I don't think the Fighting Sioux care who gets it, as long as somebody in their team gets it. And that's what the most important thing, the team play.
A chance now for Cornell, but coming back to break it up and take over. Excellent job that time by Panzer, who just got credit for the goal. For him, it's his #16 on the year. And it was a even strength goal. The second goal was a power play goal. It's 2-0 North Dakota lead with 8:20 remaining here. Don't forget tonight it's Minnesota and Michigan from our Big Ten bracket. Game will start at 5:30 Eastern time. And so far the plan to keep, we've got another penalty call by one of the alternate referees, I believe, or is it an offside call?
The assistant referee is going to call a penalty.
We saw it a couple of times last night.
Yes, we did. We have not seen him much in WCHA action this year, but the assistant referees get the opportunity now to call those penalties when a play occurs that the referee is not looking at. And it's going to be called from checking from behind.
Right
Watch
there.
right here. And there's a reason. Good call by the official. Anywhere near the boards is going to be called, and sometimes they will call the checking from behind. If they think it's vicious enough, they will call a 5-minute major and a game disqualification.
That was not the case here. It is a 2-minute minor. It'll give the Fighting Sioux their second power play opportunity. And if you were with us last night, this is the same crew, and they were very busy. 27 penalties in that matchup between Michigan State and Minnesota. Second opportunity on the power play for North Dakota. Calder is tied up in the corner. Now from behind, Henderson still loose in front. Fanning on the shot out in front, but it stays in the zone. Here's Blake. Slap shot on the good feed from Blake. It bounces free in front. They're not able to clear. Blake keeps it alive and then wraps it around behind the net. Good start to this power play for North Dakota. Some early opportunities. Back to Hookstein. Tried to drop it over in the middle. It's knocked away. Wilson will try to backhand it out of there. Can't do it. It stays in the zone. Fighting Sioux will reset. This is Hookstein with a quick shot right in front. Elliott will squeeze it. There's some pushing and shoving in front of the net. 7:12 to play in the period.
Adam Calder trying to move into that position also. But one thing about North Dakota, they have played very well on their specialty teams, especially their power play. Last week they were 4 for 9. Today they're 1 for 1. So they're batting 50% in the last 2 games that they have played in. Here's the battle once again. As a defenseman, you got to move the players out of here. And that's what Jason Daly is trying to do. And of course, Adam Calder, the sophomore, trying to get to that puck. If there's a rebound none to be had.
Panzer wins the faceoff. Sets it up for Kevin Hookstein. He skates toward the goal. Now Panzer tries to wrap it around from behind, and again Elliott squeezes that one.
Well, I think Elliott wasn't quite sure where the puck was. He was looking the other way, but he had the presence of mind to keep that pad right next to the pipe. And all of a sudden with that, he was able to keep that puck from going across the line. It was smothered.
There's the numbers that Tom was talking about. It does make them 5 for 10 now in postseason play. 2-0. The Fighting Sioux of North Dakota have the early lead. Panzer on the faceoff again. And again, it is controlled by North Dakota. Lipke, a quick shot from outside, and this will give Cornell a chance to clear. Cooney pushes it up ice. Still 50 seconds left to go on the penalty. There's time for another rush or two by the Fighting Sioux. Far corner. Kevin Hookstein trying to track it down. He's tied up by Wilson in the corner. Now it's loose behind the net. Comes out to the point. Quick shot is wide and high to the left that time by DeFaw. Picked up by Hookstein. DeFaw's right in front of the crease. Wilson ties him up in the corner. Now they're going to have to dig for the puck. Both Hooksteins are out there right now. And it's cleared to center ice that time by Auger. Final 10 seconds of the penalty play, and Murphy can't control. It comes back into the big red zone. Wilson avoids a check in the corner. The teams are at even strength, but still an opportunity out in front. The puck is loose. We're going to have a penalty called. Trying to clear the zone that time was Oates. He was tripped. 5:55 to play in the opening period. North Dakota by 2. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the 1997 Ice Hockey Championship.
Really will make a big difference for you. And North Dakota's been able to capitalize already here today. Now Big Red has got to come back here. They've got to do something in this power play. Not that they're out of the game by any means. They're not. There's a lot of time left here, but it would be a big lift for them psychologically to get something on the board.
Before the final 5 minutes of this first period expires, Moynihan carries all the way in, goes backhand, is loose in front and kicked away by the defense. Pretty good effort by Moynihan. He just kept going. Now there's a long lead pass. Defender back to the Big Red. That's going to be a penalty. It's a delayed penalty because the Fighting Sioux have control of the puck out in front. Trying to force it through. Still they dig for it. And it won't go. Elliott that time had the answer, but we're going to have another penalty.
Well, that's going to be a holding call, too. North Dakota doing a nice job coming out of their own zone, trying to control that puck. And once again, it's the speed that's going to make the difference here. But once in a while, defensemen get a little bit flat-footed, and they've got to kind of reach back here. And watch right here. He
tackles him.
Tackles him, and that's going to be Chad Wilson who gets the gate. And you can see also North Dakota just continue to put the pressure on. in that time, but Calder's pulled down, and it will be the holding call going against Big Red.
And that wipes out the last 58 seconds of the power play. They'll be at even strength, and then it'll be 1 minute and 2 seconds of a power play for the Fighting Sioux of North Dakota. So a tough break there for Cornell, but a good effort by North Dakota. A man down, got some space in the offensive end. Daly sets up behind his own net. Cooney tried to feed it across. That's intercepted right in front. Oh, he went to the forehand side. Did Blake, could not score. Back comes Cornell. Right now skating 4 aside. It's picked up by Kevin Hoogstein. Quick slap shot coming across the line by Jason Blake.
Oh, that was a nice save. That puck was targeted for that corner, but Elliott was able to grab down and get that puck as Blake takes a shot coming over the blue line. But there's a look at Jason Blake right now, because he's one of those guys that can do it. And you can tell he's upset because he did not put the puck in the net.
He thought he had a great chance.
Yes. Hoogstein made a nice play. Kevin Hoogstein, that was, over to Jason Blake, and he was coming in there. And all of a sudden, here's Hoogstein coming down. Watch this, just bearing down, and it was labeled. But look at the distance of the goaltender out of that net also.
I tell you what, if it were not for some great goaltending by Jason Elliott, this might be worse than it is right now. It might be more than a 2-goal game. He's been terrific at times, and he has been tested on numerous possessions. Here is Smart trying to start back. It'll be at even strength for another 20 seconds, and then a power play kicks in. Here come the Fighting Sioux once again. That one is batted away nicely by Sacchetti. Sacchetti will get it behind his own net. Only 10 more seconds of even strength, and then it goes to a power play. Smart kicks it ahead. Tim Chisholm takes it in on his knees. Cornell controlling. Power play starts into a screen. That one went off the back of Mitch Big, I think. Back again from the Fighting Sioux. Picked up in front and cleared away nicely that time by Steenstra. A collision at center ice. No call. We're on the power play again. For another 35 seconds.
Well, neither team controlling the puck right now, kind of bouncing up there, and North Dakota with that extra man needs to regroup here just a little bit coming out of the zone.
Here comes Blake. Hoogstein turns, resets to Blake. There's the slap shot that's high over the goal and against the glass. Controlled again by Hoogstein. He'll get it back. You have someone in the crease?
Yeah, that's what they're going to call.
Calder was in the crease, huh?
Just one little skate is all it takes, and the referee very quick to make note of that. That'll stop the play and take the pressure off for Big Red, as they still have 8 seconds to kill on that penalty to Chris Wilson.
And we have 3:01 remaining in the opening period. I invite you to stay with us during intermission, because Lisa Bowes will handle the segments, and we'll be talking more and more during the course of the day about the race for the Hobie Baker Trophy.
What an honor that is. He was voted as the top college player in the country. That's a pretty prestigious award to have.
You are exactly right.
Offside.
It's offside. The puck's going to come out beyond the blue line with 2:50 to play, and the penalty is over, so it's even strength.
Not a lot of flow to this game right now. A lot of whistles really takes it away. As you look at one of the big guys, as we talked about before, Jason Daly, who played his hockey at Nichols School in Buffalo, New York. And one of the guys they count him back there ready to move that puck.
Offside.
It's offside. The puck's going to come out beyond the blue line with 2:50 to play, and the penalty is over, so it's even strength.
Not a lot of flow to this game right now. A lot of whistles really takes it away. As you look at one of the big guys, as we talked about before, Jason Daly, who played his hockey at Nichols School in Buffalo, New York. And one of the guys they count him back there ready to move that puck out of that zone. Fair amount of points on the year coming into this weekend with 20 points, and with his size can make the physical presence in front of that net so effective, and one of the guys that the goaltender like to have back there too because of his strength.
Lifted up in the air to center ice. Ulmer pulled down a little bit, was able to get it ahead that time to Defoe. Turning shot outside that time by Calais. And it comes back to center ice with 2:20 to go in the opening period. Rudder dragging it in, but was offside with 2:18 to go. North Dakota An even strength goal and a power play goal so far.
Dane Lipke, what an asset he has also been for North Dakota, the senior out of Beausejour, Manitoba. Very steady, not flashy, but also one of the guys that Dean Blaze will tell you is really the team guy. Kind of pulls things together for our team when there's problems coming here. You look at your seniors, he's one of those guys that can talk it up for the players, get them motivated.
You heard Adler talking about the difference in shots quite often for his team, and it's 17-6 for North Dakota here in this opening period. Scramble behind the net, controlled by the Fighting Sioux. Blake being chased and pushed from behind by Kindle. Get it back to center ice. Back comes Rudder. Excuse me, it's Papp on left wing, but he gives it up. Minute 45 to go in the period. Blake takes a check right in front of the penalty box. Centering pass that time by Hookstein, but there was nobody there. He's back to center ice. It'll be tracked down by Dane Lipke. Just talking about him. Here is Murphy with a quick shot. Murphy not very big either. He's 5'8", 185-pound junior. Under 25 to go. The Fighting Sioux keeping the pressure on, but it comes out of the zone. Dumped into the corners. They make a line change with a minute 15 remaining here in the opening period. This one comes all the way up ice. Icing is waved off. Pivots goes back. He was battling Tim Chisholm back there.
1 minute remaining in the first period.
Auger with the puck, but he finally loses control as they go to the far corner. Less than a minute to play. You see the clock in the first period winding down. North Dakota has dominated the period. Big Red looking for one last opportunity, and we have a penalty.
Well, we're going to have a hooking penalty that's going to be called against North Dakota once again. Good call by the official. Jesse Bull will take this penalty, I believe, and was right in front of the net. Big Red doing a good job of containing that puck in that offensive zone, trying to put some pressure on. They just could not get the shots on net, and finally Bull will be called for hooking.
They will finish the period with the power play and have it for a minute 15 of the next period. As we said, during intermission, we'll take a 50th anniversary flashback. Hobey Baker finalists. We will look at the first 5 Hobey Baker candidates. And of course, Tom and I will have all the highlights and stats from the opening 20 minutes of play. And for the most part, it has been dominated by the Fighting Sioux, but a late goal would certainly be a wake-up call for the Big Red. There's the quick shot, and save made a rebound, and the rebounds are kicking out. There might be, as you pointed out, some opportunities there for Cornell. Fighting Sioux trying to clear, not able to do it. They'll chase it down into the corner. And this should be the opportunity to clear. No, can't get it out. Slap shot from the point, trickles in. Went over the pad and went in. The shot taken by Jeff Burgoyne.
I think it may be credit to number 25, Tony Bergen, who was standing right in front of the net. We'll wait for the official call. But as you point out, John, just a moment ago, getting a goal like this at the last part of a period is especially important. When you're down by 2 and all of a sudden you're able to come back here. You make the play back to the point. Nice shot, nice and low by Burgoyne. But look at the action in front. You can see just a little bit of a trickle there as it caught something. They will give the goal to Tony Bergen. He will get credit for the goal, coming at 19:42 on the power play. Look at the big guy in front. Murphy trying to move him out of the way, but can't do so. And with that, Schweitzer not able to hang on, and we've got a 2-1 game.
So the good shot was taken that time by Burgoyne. It was deflected, and it's a 2-1 game in the final 10 seconds of the opening period. So even though you look at some of the numbers, and they're going to heavily favor the Fighting Sioux, it's a 1-goal lead as we go to our first intermission, and we will have a Hobey Baker flashback when we come back. 2-1 North Dakota after 1. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the 1997 Ice Hockey Championship. We are back to live action now. Second period underway. 2-1 is our score. And we're going to have a penalty. No, we weren't. The referee went up with his hand. I thought he was going to call a penalty. He did not. We're in the first 30 seconds of the second period. And of course, with the goal right at the end of the opening period, that eliminates the power plays, and the teams are at full strength. We start this second period from Grand Rapids, and it's steered in by Cooney from behind the net now. Big plays it. Starts out looking for Blake. Went behind him, and now it comes back behind the net. Quick shot, and that hit defenseman big and kicks away. Tap behind the net, circling in. It's picked off and brought out by Curtis Murphy. He brings it to center ice. Now a 2-on-1 opportunity for the Fighting Sioux. That's broken up. Pass intended for Panzer, but then following in the shot and scoring from outside. And I think this time Burgoyne is going to get the goal. Curtis Murphy will get the goal. Number 2, Curtis Murphy, following up the long rebound. After the good defensive play to stop the pass in front, Murphy gets the goal.
And that's a nice part of this, too. When you've got a defenseman like Murphy who can come up with the play, all of a sudden you see Hookstein with the puck here, picking up nice little spin as he maintains control. Something the players work at. The pass comes across. Defenseman Burgoyne makes a nice play here to block it, but Murphy just follows right up on the play, and he picks that top corner. A little bit of a screen there, perhaps, on the goaltender, Elliott. Big goal for North Dakota, coming back after giving up a goal late in the first period, scoring early in the second period.
That is number 11 for Murphy, and it makes it a 2-goal difference again. Big steps up, spins it around behind his own net. Calais looks for it. It's kept in the zone by the Big Red of Cornell. Now it's loose. They scramble for it along the near boards. And cleared, but not now. It comes across the blue line. Here's Murphy, who got the goal to make it a 3-1 lead. A little trouble controlling the puck. Now he tries to go to Calais. Back to Hoogstein, and that's batted away from him. Picked off by Steenstra. Back comes Cornell. Intercepted by Murphy. He's off to a good start. The backhand shot right in front. Rebound won't go. Right now Murphy making his presence known in this period.
Yeah, he really will. He is one of those players that has the ability to step up with the play. A lot of defensemen like to hang back a little bit. He's one of the guys who has got such great speed. Not very tall, perhaps, and that's going to be one of the the negative sides on this guy's play. But as far as a player goes and the ability to have good hockey sense and make those plays, he has been tremendous.
Litke missed the man he was shooting for on the pass, and that one goes all the way down ice. It will be icing. We are in Grand Rapids this afternoon on a Sunday. Great to have you with us from Van Andel Arena. National quarterfinal matchup here between Cornell and North Dakota. I'm John Sanders along with Tom Reed and Lisa Bose. Started out a little snowy this morning, Tom, but it's all right now.
I had my drapes closed, so I couldn't look out at it. I've seen enough white stuff for this year. So
that'll do it for you.
I'm waiting for it to turn green.
Faceoff comes right back to Schweitzer, who sweeps to the side. Good pressure to start this second half by the Fighting Sioux. Cornell now will try to do something about that in the offensive end. North Dakota not able to clear it. Comes right in on net. And the net is now knocked away. More pushing in front. And pushing behind, too, as Cooney got mixed up with somebody back there.
Well, he just took the net instead of pulling it back, wanted to give that last little push, and well protected in that whole area was the goaltender, Aaron Schweitzer, the freshman goaltender. But a bad play coming around the North Dakota zone. I believe it was Blake who had the puck, and he was coming in behind the net. When you're in that position, you have to pull it away. Didn't do that, and you can see Schweitzer just having to reach back here. And look at the bodies coming, and look where Cooney is. He just gives it that last little shot. He could have pulled it the other way, and that'll bring the players into the little bit of a mix there.
Cooney and Litke, the captains, were hooked up a bit. Go back and take another look at the goal by defenseman Murphy. Curtis Murphy, the junior.
Yeah, look where the goaltender is. See where the goaltender's head is, right in there. He could not see it at all because of the defenseman in him. He's trying to reach out, and you're not quite sure. You're afraid to move, but he was able to just pick that corner. Great shot by our camera crew here.
And you can see right now, Tom, that the Fighting Sioux are really trying to keep the pressure on, maybe pick up another goal and expand their lead.
Well, that's what they're trying to do. We've got some penalties that are going to be called.
Auger is in the penalty box.
Ian Williamson also will join him, so it'll be incidental penalties.
Angels skate 4 aside at the 17-minute mark. Go down with a shot that time. Not able to do it was Ulmer, and it kicks away. Ulmer again being pushed from behind, loses control, and comes back to center ice. And we're going to have another penalty call. This will be a delayed call.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a warding call, I believe, is going to take place. And that's going to be
Pivots will be in the penalty box.
Those are other penalties, but I should tell you, we're hitting after the whistle.
3-1 is our score. North Dakota leads, but a power play opportunity now coming up. Let's take a look at the boarding call that puts pivots in the box.
You watch right here. There's the hit, and you can see with the players, that's where you get those shoulder injuries. You can see he's about 1.5 feet from the boards, and when you get hit like that, you have there's no cushion there. You're going right into him, and he went in flush there, and you worry about the separated shoulder, the bruising that takes place, and the referee very quick to make the call in those situations.
Cooney and Calder trying for the face-off, and they're going to chase them out of there. 3 shots on the power play, 1 for 3, and Cornell will have the advantage now. It'll be a 4-on-3 for 1.5 minutes, and then another 30 seconds or so of the remaining 5-on-4. Knopp, the shot sails high. Cooney hits the back of the net from behind. Now it comes in front, cleared up ice nicely by Curtis Murphy.
Well, this is when it really opens up. You've got 4 skaters against 3 skaters, so there's lots of ice to move out here. So you're one of your creative players out there. At the same time, you need somebody who's got the defensive skills. If something happens, they can get back. But when you've got the power play like this should open up a lot of avenues, a lot of lanes for you.
Knopp with a shot in front. Deflection and a goal. Standing right in front and tapping it home to make it a 3-2 game.
I think that's going to be Cooney. He gets credit for the goal. He was standing right in that area once again. He's been their big leader on this team all season long, and he comes back into it, just getting a little piece of that puck. When you don't have the puck, it's important what you do, where you go. Right here, here's a shot coming from the boards. And all of a sudden, Knopp just gets the shot onto the net, and that's the critical part of it right there. But look where the center iceman is right here. All of a sudden, he's there. He gets a piece of that puck, just enough to deflect it. It's in the net, and we've got a tie game. Excuse me, a 3-2 game for North Dakota. But that goal also brings them in position right now, but that life comes up. And on the bench right now, you know those players are talking to each other saying, come on, guys, we're here right now. Don't look at the shots. Look at the score.
And North Dakota came out flying here in the second period, but the Big Red has had the answer. Deep into the zone now. Cooney will get credit for the goal. Calder trying to set up along the near boards. He's tied up. Gets some help from Calais. Calder steps inside, and it's whipped out of there by Chad Wilson. Steve Wilson behind the net for the Big Red. He'll bring it up ice. Sends it far corner as they change on the fly, and a chance here maybe for an advantage. Calais tries to control, does, but Calder had to hang back at the blue line not to be offside. 3-2. North Dakota leads Cornell. At center ice.
Behind you, White, behind you, White.
Intercepted. He'll play at center ice right now. Lipke, he can't control. Finally does. He'll backhand it down into the near corner. 5 minutes into this second period. A 3-2 lead for North Dakota. Centering pass came right across in front. There's Big. Tried to go inside to Blake. Big Red controls. They start back. Auger ridden off the puck. Blake takes over. Good feed on right wing. Blake took a hard check. Great effort that time. Trying to skate inside was Panzer, number 16. Panzer could not finish the job. He's carried it too far, and a good opportunity went by the board. Here's Hoopstein. Blake trails the play. He puts a shot on net. Good pressure right now. Williamson stepping up to try to keep it in the zone, but it comes back to center ice. Hoopstein, he dumps it into the near corner. Fighting Sioux will make a change. 14 minutes to play in the period. 3-2. North Dakota leads. Cleared but not out.
Watch Big Red right now also have been much more physical here in this second period, and they're trying to use the body, and it has paid off dividends for them.
Now it's shot up ice and chased down in the corner. The icing is waved off. Lipke tried to bring it back, tried to lead Blake with a pass, and now he picks it off, turns and brings it back to center ice. Lipke doing a lot of carrying of the puck right now. Bull was looking for that one, but the Big Red control. Back comes Cornell, down by a goal. We have a stoppage in play with 13:15 remaining, second period. 3-2 North Dakota. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the 1997 Ice Hockey Championship.
Second period action, North Dakota leading Cornell by 1. And gentlemen, I was speaking with Matt Cooney, the captain of Cornell, earlier today, and he was telling me about how the Big Red came to the East Regionals last year and they lost to Lake Superior State, and he said we just gave them too much respect, and this year the focus was not to do that. They came here this time to do something, and so far, well, they're not dying yet. It's just a one-goal game at this point, guys.
Lisa, I think that's so true too, because when teams come here, have not been here for a long time, they're just happy to be here. And they really don't think about winning and going on. They just, hey, we're part of it right now. Once they've had a taste of it to be here, second year in, they're saying, hey, we want to win. We're going to do whatever we have to do that it takes.
Well, you're absolutely right, Tom. And the other thing is, of course, here they are, the ECAC champions. And I think, don't you get the sense that nobody really wants to take the ECAC league that seriously?
I think you're probably absolutely right, but a team like Big Red here is certainly making their presence felt, and maybe it's time that other teams and other leagues took them seriously.
Murphy with the steal, moves into the offensive zone. Bodies are beginning to check at a much harder pace right now. Intensity starting to pick up. They're flying at each other. That'll be offside at 12:06, and North Dakota still leading by 1. UND 3, Cornell 2.
Well, there's a look right now at Matt Cooney also. At least he just talked about. He's out of Wilcox, Saskatchewan.
Recovered from that head injury that really gave his coach, his teammates, and I'm sure his family a scare.
Yeah, it sure did. He scored the big open net goal last night too, to give his team that 4-2 victory over Miami University. And we talked about the physical part of it. We said that before. Both these teams have got the ability. I think Big Red maybe a little bit bigger in stature to handle some of that physical play. And when you've got those players, what you really want to do is, as I said before, you want to key in on some of their top elements, that being the Hoog Streams and the Blakes and so on, and finish those checks off, try and tire them out.
Ulmer was bumped off the puck as he tried to carry deep into the zone. Now Calder in there to squeeze for the Fighting Sioux, but Oates digging along with Kovac on this line right now. This is Kovac who takes the check. Out in front, an opportunity for Litke. He can't tee it up, so he resets. Again, battle away in front. Scramble is on. And the referee is going to stop the play. We've got two players tangled up behind the net.
I tell you, we have got some real nastiness going on right now by both of these teams. Doug Stensford just came in and just manhandled Adam Calder, knocking him down, but the referee right now, Frank Cole, is making some more penalty calls.
We're going to have at least 2, maybe 3.
Well, Matt Henderson is going to go for sure, and he was tangled up in behind the net with Jason Kendall, so they're both going to get a chance to go to the penalty box.
It's going to wind up a power play opportunity.
Well, we've got some more now. Kovac is heading to the box.
Kovac might be the one that dumped Adam Calder after it appeared everything was under control, and both captains are out to have a word with referee Cole.
Well, this is the way it stands right now, that North Dakota will have the power play. The only extra penalty showing is the penalty to Calder. And Mike Schaefer not happy with this call. Perhaps he feels that it should be even all the way around.
Well, there are a lot of people in there. This is a little bit reminiscent of last night. We had a lot of folks in the box last night. That's Henderson down there.
Well, Matt Henderson has no company there right now. He doesn't want any company.
That's right.
He wants his team to have that power play.
There's Dean Blaze doing such a terrific job at North Dakota. And the Fighting Sioux will have the power play. 1 for 3. All of them came in the opening 20 minutes. We are 9 minutes into the second period. The first power play opportunity for North Dakota. Hoogstein goes to Murphy. This is Hoogstein. Blake He's tied up. Dumped down into the zone. Wilson tries to clear. Cannot. Blake has it. There's the quick shot. It's steered aside. Through a crowd. They dig for it right in front of the net. It comes loose. Once again, Murphy sneaking in there, but it's Blake with it. Back to the point. Hoogstein. Quick shot. Blake. It's wide to the mark. Ball trying to track it down in the corner as he battles Wilson. Clear, but not out. Good job to keep it in that time by Hoogstein. Blake waits. Here's Murphy. DeFaw with it now. 45 seconds left in the penalty. Hoogstein will bring it back out to Blake. Hoogstein lets it go by along the near board. They'll battle for it. And it's Blake cranking up a shot right in front. DeFaw knocks it aside. Murphy trying to crank one up. That's blocked out in front.
Interesting on this power play. We saw in the first period where North Dakota was really skating, moving the puck a lot. In this second period power play, they have not had their wheels turning, and I think that's to the advantage of Big Red.
Broken stick that time on the shot attempt by Calder off a feed from Hoogstein, and the Big Red come back 2-on-2. Knopp, Cooney. And Cooney makes the play. He's got Knopp in front. Short-handed, remember. Now the penalty is over. The teams are at even strength. Litke will pick it up for North Dakota. Hoogstein with a quick shot. Good pad save that time by Jason Elliott. That's offside. Went right into the body that time of Auger, and he carried it in offside. 8:51 remaining in the second period. It's a 1-goal lead for North Dakota.
Well, Jamie Papp is one of the assistant captains for Big Red right now, and one of those physical presence players out there. Very good, strong two-way player, and his line is really the physical line for this entire Big Red squad. He weighs in at 2'7", and Ryan Smart at 185, and Bergen at 225. And you watch how he likes to play. There's that little glove into the face, trying to take the player off his game a little bit, as Big could not respond in that situation, knowing full well that if he did, there would be a penalty probably.
Here are the shots by period. Still a big edge for North Dakota. They've doubled it up so far on the Big Red. Good check in the corner. That sets up a rush here by Bull. Nothing comes of it as Knopp is back there. He'll be pressured by Bull. Digging the body in there is Burgoyne for the Big Red as they try to dig the puck out. Second period of this national quarterfinal. Cornell starts out. Knopp dumps it into the far corner. Trying to clear it, but not able to, is Murphy, and he takes a check. Now Bull. Oates ties him up at center ice.
You saw Murphy a little bit of a problem clearing that puck, and one of the reasons for it is because he was going to take a check and had to look back.
3-2 is our score. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the 1997 Ice Hockey Championship.
Get hit, and he's going to take a pretty good one, and that's why he missed part of this puck. There's someone coming to get him.
That's the way it sounds when you throw the body around in NCAA hockey. Fighting Sioux trying to set up in their own zone. Williamson in the corner pushes it ahead this time to DeFaw. Out they come. DeFaw feeds. Now waiting, shooting in the front. It's loose. Where's the puck? It's tangled up. Finally cleared out of there by Sacchetti. For the Big Red, down by a goal. Batted back to center ice. 7 minutes and 16 seconds to play. Pivots, forcing it into the Cornell zone. Hoogstein is there along the board. Big will back him up. They try to dig it out, and Big is right there. Quick shot is deflected out in front by Sacchetti. Into the corner they go. LA tried to get it. Big now. quick backhand by Seamstra, and diving out to cover up was Jason Elliott.
Well, working together once again, Jason Blake coming into that slot area. David Hoogstein getting the puck to him, but Vig doing a nice job of keeping the puck in the zone, making the little shot, a little pass into the side. No, he couldn't get to the net, so all of a sudden he's going to give it over to Hoogstein, and then Hoogstein just all of a sudden puts that puck right in the slot area. And this gentleman here.
There is Jason Blake. We've talked so much about him, and let's get an update now from Lisa.
Thanks very much, John. As I come to you from underneath the stands, are you hearing me? Oh, good. All right. The mic is working. Wonderful technical equipment that we have here on this production. I just want to tell you about Jason Blake because with this UND program, we talked about Gino Gasparini in the 80s. Well, in the 90s, Dean Blaze, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt the play there as they're on the power play, but Dean Blaze trying to take this through into the 90s, and what a turnaround he has done. It's a revival of the program. They've had 1,000 more people each year in the building trying to bring the program back to respectability. 8 sellouts their last 8 home games, and Jason Blake told me that he would not be at this program. He transferred over from Ferris State. He would not be here unless Dean Blaze was here. So certainly this coach getting a lot of endorsement from everyone, from this man and from the community, obviously, in Grand Forks, North Dakota, doing a tremendous job, obviously, with this hockey team as they try to win their first national title in a few years.
All right, thank you very much, Lisa. You saw Jason Daly with a good opportunity on the backhand side, sneaking across in front of the goal. But Aaron Schweitzer able to make the save. 3-2 is our score.
Well, Jason Blake, just one of those players out of Moorhead, Minnesota, that's really brought their program to new levels over the last few years. Ryan Kraft from the University of Minnesota, Matt Cullen from St. Cloud State, 2 of the other key players in WCHA action that really lend the credibility to young, smaller schools and the ability they have to.
Good rush by Jesse Bull, and he almost scored.
Yeah. Those smaller schools that have the ability to bring those players to top-level competition.
He was racing up ice with Calais, and he almost put it in the net that time. Very close to goal number 3 for North Dakota.
Well, having Calais back in the lineup has certainly given that, what we said again, the ability of this team to score some goals, and that shot coming by Jesse Bull, and as Calais is coming in front, just trying to create some havoc in front of the netminder. But Jesse Bull getting that quick release off, and just a sophomore. So once again, Dean Blaze has got a fairly young team here with 5 freshmen and 8 sophomores, and so he knows he's got some players for the future.
Face off just to the left of Jason Elliott, controlled by the Big Red. Clock winding down to 6 minutes left in this second period. North Dakota hanging on to that 1-goal lead. That time it was Lipke taking the body a bit, waiting to Tim Chisholm.
We may have a penalty coming up here.
I think
we do, and I think that's going to be a pretty good call. I think it's going to be against, in my mind, I thought it was going to be against number 26, Cooney.
Cooney is skating toward the penalty box.
A little roughing call because he took his glove and just lashed into the face of his opponent, and just along the boards. Let's pick it up and see if we can see it once again. But there are good penalties and there are bad penalties, and you can see what he does right there is he just manhandles Calder right there, and there's that little shot with a stick again, and Cooney will be called for roughing, and this will take place at 14-11.
The roughing call will set up another power play opportunity for the Fighting Sioux of North Dakota. They control the puck. They'll reset. This is number 5 in the power play category. Lipke will start up. The defenseman brings it to center ice. Takes it deep into the zone. Spins it behind the net, looking for his running mate Williamson on the far side on this power play. Hoogstein to Lipke. That is intercepted right in front, and the Fighting Sioux will have to backpedal, and they charge in once again. DePaul. 5:10 to play in the period. Lipke waits, looks for Hoogstein. He skates in. Tried to go to the far point and pushed it out of the zone.
Well, he was trying to go back to the defenseman, but unfortunately for him, Williamson had already moved in looking for the puck, and there's nobody back there to get the puck.
Cornell trying to clear. And the Big Red able to get it out of the zone. Less than a minute left in the penalty. All right, 4:40 left in the period. And there's Murphy, not able to control the puck. He comes on to join the power play.
Ryan Smythe doing a nice job of forechecking here, trying to just kill off clock off and not allow those outlet passes.
Anderson drops it this time for Calder. He goes back in front. That one is steered away. It'll come all the way up the ice, and coming out of the net is Schweitzer.
There's the importance of coming back deep also. Smart made the play at one end, he comes back the other end, picks up the loose puck and fires it down.
Hoogstein wraps it around. 15 seconds on the power play. Here's a breakout now. O'Connell, the shot right on goal. Beautifully done that time by Knopp as he broke three and put it right on the body of Schweitzer, who hung tough and took the shot.
Well, he is one of the fastest skaters for Big Red. He and also Chad Wilson, but he just breaks away from Curtis Murphy, who cannot control the puck here. Murphy almost tripped him here, but the guy who can do it all for Big Red comes down here. Knopp coming in, goes to the forehand, and you see Schweitzer making the save, but I think Knopp a little discussion with himself perhaps. He seemed to shoot right at him. He's going for the corner, but didn't get quite the distance he wanted, not quite the angle, and all of a sudden he shot right into Schweitzer, who makes the save.
And with 6 seconds to go on the power play, the only shot that has been taken was that one. North Dakota, no shots on goal on this power play. They still lead 27-13 in that category. Bull will be waved out. He tried to face off against Auger. The penalty is going to expire. Teams will be at even strength once again as Cooney returns to the ice. Excellent effort. A two-man effort, and Cooney got back involved in the play right out of the penalty box, and he had to. Loose in front again. Auger tries to track it down. He does. But Calais keeping it alive. There's a stick on the ice. Right in front. Calais knocks it over the net. Back to retrieve is Hoogstein. Tried to go back to the point and does to Murphy. And then is broken up inside. Tim Chisholm takes a check and down he goes. Last solid check delivered by Mark Pivets. Final 3 minutes of the second period. Two good hockey clubs matched up here in our national quarterfinal. Rebound is in. Hoogstein got the goal on the rebound.
Well, he did. I'm wondering if he's directly with his hand, though. That's what I'm questioning. It appears that the official now is right over to the scorer's table, and I thought he may have knocked it, but here's a shot coming, and watch the rebound also that takes place here. You can see it comes up high, and all of a sudden it comes over the top of the goaltender, Elliott. And they may want to review this one.
That is the prerogative, and we'll see what the call is.
Yeah, I thought he took a swipe with his hand at the puck, and you can see right there. I have to watch it once again here because this is really tight. And the referee right now, Frank Cole, just conferring with the replay officials who are seated up here next to us.
About 5 feet away from us, as a matter of fact.
He's not ordering out, I know that.
Let's take one more look. Mike Conley, our producer, providing these feeds to the replay judge.
Yeah, you watch Calder come in here, take the shot. Now let's see where that puck is right now. Well, I can't tell if it hit his shoulder. May have hit his shoulder.
Might have gone off his body rather than the hand.
Which would be okay. That's a tough call for the official to make, and as close as we are, as many cameras as we have, sometimes we just can't quite see it. We're watching the play here, and I don't see a stick.
Doesn't look like a stick or a hand got on it, does it?
No. Well, they're taking their time. This is a big goal.
Certainly is.
This might be a good angle right here too. There's the initial shot.
Somehow that puck did get in.
I think they're going to wave off this goal. That's the impression we're getting up here right now.
Might have gone off the. Couldn't tell if it went off the North Dakota player, or whether it went off the defenseman.
Well, it went off the North Dakota player. That's okay. But if they determined that it was not getting with a glove,
Ladies and gentlemen, the puck was directed into the net.
no goal, a hand. And that's the way.
Well, that's a tough call too,
Yeah,
as you said.
I was a little hesitant to call it as a goal right away because I thought the way the angle was and so on, I've seen it before, that little push with the hand because of the height of it. The shot had come up high, the rebound came up high, and when you get something like that, if it's a stick or hand directing it in, it would be no goal. And that's
But
the way
it was difficult to tell whether it went off his body,
right,
off his hand, off his stick, and it's no goal. And as you pointed out, Tom, that's a big goal with 2:41 to play in the period. Would have opened up a 2-goal lead again for North Dakota. But instead, a sigh of relief by Mike Schaefer. His team is still down by just 1.
Well, it is a big relief for Big Red. That's a big plus for them right now. North Dakota, on the other hand, are they upset because it wasn't allowed? Well, we'll see how they come out here for the last 2:41. Take a look at it once again. And everything becomes a blur. You can see the puck right up in this area here. And all of a sudden, just watch the flight of it. How did it get to that point? That's the question.
That is the question.
You can see Elliott looking up, like wondering where it was. Well,
it's going to remain a mystery, I guess, huh?
Until we talk to the players involved,
right.
Anyway.
Yeah, they'll be the ones that'll be able to tell you. And some pressure applied by Cornell. Back in front by the Big Red. Battle behind the net. Puck is tied up. 2:12 to play in the first period. Pap tries to keep it alive for Cornell, and does. No place to go. Battling back there with Blake, who pushes it to the near boards. Cornell able to keep it in. Litke looks for the puck. Along with Williamson, his running mate on defense. It's cleared but not out. Burgoyne right there to keep it in. Now Oates, who has not seen that much ice time here in the first 2 periods, is on. Scramble again along the near board. The clock winds down to 1:36 left in the period. They dig, and finally the whistle blows. 1:34 to play. 1-goal lead for North Dakota. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the 1997 Ice Hockey Championship.
Best angle to watch this no goal.
Looks like it hit him right on the hand, didn't it?
Yeah.
As near as we can tell.
Well, we know where it is now. It's right down there. Too late. Doesn't count.
That's right. It's no goal. 1:20 to play, and again the bodies begin to fly. The checking picking up here at the end of this second period. Tibbetts keeps it in. And it comes outside the blue line. They scramble for it along the near boards, and neither team able to control. Turning, shooting. That shot is blocked out in front nicely that time. Less than a minute to go in the period now. Final rush for Cornell. It's intercepted in front. Murphy coming back to intercept it. Bring it back to center ice. Shot in behind the goal. Litke is there for the Fighting Sioux of North Dakota. Long lead pass, and down the right side comes Ulmer. He's tied up. Sweeping in is Wilson. Move it behind his net to Chad Wilson. Starts up the right side. Final 30 seconds here. Litke scrambling against a couple of Big Red in the offensive zone and sacrificing his body underneath. Nice save. Privet's made one save as he went flat on the ice as the defenseman in front. Finally, the puck is smothered with 20.4 seconds to go.
Well, Schweitzer was able to get to that puck, got a piece of it, and all of a sudden, as the puck just laid there, he could not get to it. And Big Red has really come on strong here in the last 3 minutes of this period. They're putting a lot of pressure on right now. North Dakota's having their problems trying to contain them. Good save right here by Pivots initially. All of a sudden, there's a save by Schweitzer. Once again, we're seeing a rebound come here, as we talked about before, John. And Big Red almost able to capitalize.
20.4 seconds left in the second period. North Dakota clinging to that 3-2 lead. They had a goal waved off that would have made it 4-2. Big Red again applying pressure.
And I think the word cling is probably the appropriate word here right now, because after having a break called against Big Red by not allowing that North Dakota goal, they have rebounded back here, and they're trying to tie up this game before they head to that locker room.
And a reminder, another of the NCAA flashbacks as we celebrate 50 years of NCAA championship hockey. And we're going to have an analysis by our own Tom Reed. We've seen many of these Hobey Baker players in action. We'll talk about the finalists for the Hobey Baker Award. 5.8 seconds to go as they scramble for the puck near the blue line. Cooney there along with Calder.
And I tell you, when you look at these finalists too for the Hobie Baker Award, I mean, what a tremendous team that would be to have all those players in. And when you go back to the years back in 1980 when they started the award, to take the players that have been given the opportunity of being nominated for that award and reaching the finals, there's some pretty big names in there.
The face-off comes back into the offensive zone. That'll do it. We've played the first 40 minutes. Excellent matchup going here in our national quarterfinal from Grand Rapids, Michigan. North Dakota will head to the locker room leading 3-2 over Cornell. Remember, an NCAA flashback is next. Lisa Bowes will be here. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the 1997 Ice Hockey Championship. Into the North Dakota zone. They'll try to dig it out along the near boards. The referee saying, let him go, let him go. You better, because he'll call it if you don't.
Yeah, but the problem is, as soon as you let him go, he's going to go and score a goal. So hang on.
It's 3-2.
Communication is critical on the ice between the players. They have to talk to each other so they can tell each other what's going on and where they're going to go.
North Dakota in the third period has been very strong. A 62-41 edge. And by the way, we've been notified that Cornell and North Dakota will return to Van Andel Arena for next year's Pepsi College Hockey Tournament, co-hosted by Ferris State and Western Michigan. A chance to play in this fine arena. Capacity about 10,000. Continue to fill up as the day goes along, because there will be a lot of Michigan fans here. You can bet on that. North Dakota trying to move it out of the zone for the first time in this period. They do. We played less than a minute. Rudder with it. He shoots, and a save made right in front. That was right on. Good shot by Rudder.
Boy, it really was a good shot coming in there. He was at not a very good angle, but he also had Ryan Moynihan, who was going for that net and trying to create a little bit of a screen there. And Rudder just doing a good job. The freshman out of Ottawa, Ontario, with some pretty good hockey sense, taking that shot and trying to put it in such a position where there would be a deflection or a rebound. And we have seen a few rebounds come off of freshman goaltender Aaron Schweitzer.
Ryan Smart is on to take the face-off for the Big Red, deep in the North Dakota zone. Cornell able to keep it in for the moment. That's Smart with it, spins around, and he loses the puck. Check thrown as the puck comes back to center ice. This is Papp. Going to Bergen on the far side. Trying to tie him up as Curtis Murphy. Zips across in front of the net. Smart with a good rush that time to push Panzer off the puck, and Blake will track it down in his own zone. A minute and a half into this third period. This is Panzer. He's got the puck behind the net. Hoogstein gets involved in the action for North Dakota. Comes all the way back to the point. Blake tried to go back to his teammate Hoogstein, couldn't do it, and again they dig for it in the near corner. Hoogstein got it out of there. Quick shot, and it's wide. Panzer took the shot. Up back to center ice. It will not be this quiet in here later tonight.
No, it won't be.
Hope you'll stick with us for that Michigan-Minnesota battle, and that is exactly what it will be, a Big Ten war.
Really stepped up their forward checking right now. They're not allowing the Fighting Sioux to have any room to maneuver out there.
Spinning is Calder. Trying to work it in front. It's deflected all the way back to the defenseman Litke. Center ice. This is Henderson. Calder sets, shoots. That's wide. Litke tries to keep it in. He cannot. Comes back out to Murphy. He'll dump it to the near corner. We'll get some changes on the offensive line. 2 of the 3 get off, and back comes Cornell. We played 3 minutes in this third period. Still 3-2. Fighting Sioux on top. Hits the back of the net. Clear, but not out. Wilson there to keep it in. Now turning back the other way is Hoogstein, looking for help. It's at center ice. Litke will come off. A whistle, and at 16:39 we'll have a stoppage in play with North Dakota still hanging on, leading by 1.
Well, they've got the lead right now, but they've got to keep pressing here. You look at North Dakota right now, number 21, Brad Williamson, and this is one of the youngsters that Dean Blaze will tell you has got a pretty good future ahead of him. He's one of the top recruited defensemen in Canada, and doesn't get rattled. Also a product of the United States Hockey League, playing in Thunder Bay.
Here's Blake. Pans are digging for it deep in the zone. Smart gets his stick in there. Neither team able to dig it out. Now they'll whistle it dead, and we'll go down to the third member of our team, Lisa Bose. Lisa.
Thanks very much, John. Well, we talked in the opening about Cornell's dominance in the late 60s, early 70s, winning a national title in 1967, beating UND on their way to that title. And of course, in 1970, a perfect 29-0 season. In fact, that stands as the only perfect season in U.S. college history. And look at that ring to prove that he was there. This gentleman right here, Mike Teeter, longtime equipment manager, the only member of today's Cornell team that was there for those seasons with the ring to prove it. 30 years and counting. I bet you he's got a lot of stories, doesn't he, guys?
I'll bet he's got a closet full.
I'm sure he does, and the reason he's there is his love for the game. There's no question he's there that long.
Panzer will tee it up.
And it's not the money aspect.
Elliott stopped that one. 29-16 edge for the Fighting Sioux, but it's just a 1-goal game. Panzer again looking for help. Ridden off the puck from behind and dropped on the play as he was drilled that time by Bergen.
Peter.
This is marked pivots. Hoogstein around a check that time. It was thrown by Moynihan. The Wilsons on defense will try to set up offensively for Cornell.
There's a look at Jason Blake, who is injured right now on the North Dakota bench. You can tell he's in a little bit of pain.
And that is a big loss.
Boy, it is.
Still 15 minutes of hockey left in regulation. Oates starts back, pushes it ahead. And that one in the corner is going to be brought back. 14:56 to go, and agonizing on the bench is Blake.
He's feeling the effects of that injury right at this point, and you can tell that he's not in the best condition to come back on the ice. I feel exactly wrong. Look at the perspiration. As comfortable as it is in this building for the fans down on that ice level, let me tell you, it's warm.
And the last thing he wants to do is spend the last 15 minutes of this game on the bench.
That's exactly right. Well, there's some pretty hard hits, and you're going to see the check he's going to take right there. And he immediately came off the ice, and whether it looks like that may have been that shoulder.
Might be.
The way he's carrying the way he's carrying that arm of his.
We'll keep an eye on that. Steered aside and into the crowd off the stick of Aaron Schweitzer that time.
Then I have to tell him, I'm impressed with the way Big Red has come out here and played very disciplined. They knew coming in here, perhaps they didn't have the speed that we talked about before. At the same time, they said, we're going to keep everything on the outside. We saw that from the shot graph that we had on just a few moments ago. And they just continue to peck away. The physical part of it we talked about. Hit them, slow them down.
And I think you've touched on it a couple of times. They do have a size advantage in many areas over their opponents, and I think they've kind of worn them down.
Yeah, they have. And when you've got that advantage, you take advantage of it. When you've got the extra, extra weight out there and stature of these players. North Dakota has not really responded with that speed. Having Blake there right now, have to wait and see if he comes back on. You can see him moving that shoulder somewhat, but you're never quite sure. I've had shoulder separations. I know how painful they can be. And for North Dakota, they need to get him back in the lineup.
OJ trying to control behind the net for the Big Red. He cannot. It comes all the way out to center ice. Chasing is Ulmer. Tim Chisholm shoots. Kimball rides him off the puck. 14 and a half to go in regulation. Both teams make line changes on the fly. Puck comes down behind the North Dakota goal and then all the way back up. Tracked down by Sacchetti. Fires it up to center ice, and Littke can't control, so chasing back Fighting Sioux control. It's behind the net now. Ulmer brings it around and picked off by Bergen. Comes back to center ice.
Big Red needs to get some shots on the board here. That's what they're not getting, and the longer the game goes without shots, the tougher it becomes for them. The clock becomes their enemy.
And again, they make the change, trying to keep some fresh bodies on the ice. Late in this contest, Armbrust cannot control along the near boards. It comes back to center ice. Wilson tracks it down. Almost intercepted by Bull at center ice. Now Rudder with it. He takes a check from Litke. Behind the net. Krivitz tries to set it up. Bull takes a big hit this time. But Krivitz goes right back at Rudder.
Rudder likes to use that physical presence of his out there, and he just, when you use that, you can, a lot of times you can throw the opposition off the puck, and he was able to do that and maintain control.
Controls at center ice and then comes off as he fires it behind the net. Three of the Fighting Sioux will track it down, try to clear it out. Cannot. Hoogstein does get it ahead to center ice, where Cornell takes over, starting back once again. Right out in front. Here's Wilson. The puck is smothered right in front of the net. 12:35 to play. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the 1997 Ice Hockey Championship. Plays Colorado College, is that correct?
I'm sorry, pardon?
Who? Winner plays Colorado College. Blake is on the bench right now. He's hurt. He'd love to come back. He has put his helmet back on, so maybe he will come back. Blake injured. Cornell successful 2 of 4 on the power play, although North Dakota continues to lead in the shots.
Well, they do, and you know, when you've got a player such as Blake, you need him in the lineup to make the things happen for you. You lose him, you lose an emotional leader also on the ice. Yeah, but once again, Big Red is the type of team that really has to come through here. They've got to get the shots on the net, but they've got to be in a position where they're good shots too.
Breaking out is Auger. Takes it down the right side. It's loose in front. Somehow not able to finish the play was Kendall, the defenseman who'd come all the way up on that rush. Both defensemen, as a matter of fact, getting deep in the zone. Right in front, steered aside. Picked off by Calder. He'll start that up the left wing. We played over 8 minutes of this third period. He skates in offside. We'll come back outside. 3-2 is the score.
Now that's not good discipline on the part of North Dakota right now because of the fact they created the offside play. They had a chance coming in there offensively, but all of a sudden you get the wingers coming in a little bit too quick. Adam Calder, as you look at right now, out of Port Housel Prairie, Manitoba, and 29 points on the season, but he's also one of those guys that makes the plays out there. He looks for those wingers, trying to make those passes. Out of those 29 points, 21 of them are assists.
And Blake is back on.
I think we may have a timeout called here by North Dakota.
That being the case, we will take a break with 11:48 to play. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the 1997 Ice Hockey Championship. Blake is back, and that certainly is good news for Dean Blaze, who's been honored as the Coach of the Year. We asked him about winning that award, the prestige of being the Coach of the Year in his conference.
I think this says a lot about our staff and the players' willingness to listen to some of our garbage that we throw their way once in a while. No, they're really a coachable bunch of kids, and they try to do whatever we ask of them, and that's really a compliment to them, I think, more than it is to us.
Just a very class guy, but also one of those players that demands a lot of respect out there. We've got
somebody else
player down on the ice who is injured going into the boards.
And it's Blake again.
Oh boy. And one of that shoulder is is what created again as he went into the boards. As a player, when you get hit like that, you have the pain if it's a separation, but you don't have it all the times. But also, if you move around like that, it may come back again, and that may be what have happened here. We'll try to get an update on him. But North Dakota cannot afford to lose players of this caliber. But if they do, there's other players that have to pick up the pace here a little bit. We look at Dean Blaze. He was the Rookie of the Year with the University of Minnesota back in 1969, I believe, or 1970.
Let's take a look and see what happened to young Mr. Blake, Jason Blake, who is definitely having some problems with the shoulder, and he's going to get squeezed again along the boards.
Yep, you watch right here.
Right there.
Yep, and you've got, you know what? When you have an injury like that, sometimes you play a little bit cautiously, but as he goes in the boards here, he takes it right on the shoulder again. And it was not a bad check by number 25 also, Tony Bergen.
Yeah.
But he's a big guy at 225 pounds. So
and remember, we talked about the fact that Blake is only about 5'10".
Right, and with that speed and with that weight, and you get compressed against the boards, which do not give it all of a sudden it's a much bigger hit. And you can see him favoring that right shoulder once again, the one that was bothering him before. And he's going to try and show that he's okay.
And let's see if Mark Poolman, the trainer, can get him back on the ice before this one is over. Still 11:30 to play, and I think he's going to go to the locker room.
Yeah, that is not what they're looking for. On the other hand, you got Big Red that just keeps pushing here. And Mike Schaefer, who tutored under the likes of Bill Wilkinson at Western Michigan, knows full well that, hey, we're behind in this game, but, you know, we're playing pretty well. And there's lots of time here. They lose a big gun. Okay, guys, it's up to us. Play smart, play disciplined hockey, but we've got to make the most of the opportunities when we get them.
DePaul, who is on this line right now. Blake back in the locker room. Hoop's team was looking that time for DePaul, could not find him. Back to pick it up is Moynihan. Ryan will bring it out. Let's get the update on Blake as we head downstairs to Lisa.
Thanks very much, John. Well, it does not look good for the Sioux leading scorer. Just walked by me here. Trying to move his shoulder, trying to get some range of motion, but I'm not sure right now. Early detection, perhaps slightly separated. I'm not sure.
Great rebound that time by Jesse Bull to put it in the net. So with the big gun in the locker room, that is a huge goal for North Dakota.
It really is, and a big lift. All the players standing up right now, but once again, North Dakota coming in and getting the shot on net. When you've got the puck in your own zone, you can't give it up. And watch right here, Wilson just shooting it away. There's nobody there. You can't afford to do that. What happens? It can be disastrous. Pivots comes in, he takes the shot, and standing there for the rebound, Jesse Bull, who gets a goal. And as you mentioned, John, when you lose a score like that, you come back, and all of a sudden you've got a 2-goal lead with 10.5 minutes to go. This is a big lift for them, but you have got to look at Wilson too. The reaction's great, but Wilson's got to think, why did I do that? Can't pull it back.
Jesse Bull picks up his 14th goal. Makes it a huge 2-goal difference. See how the Big Red of Cornell react now. We're almost midway through this third period. Tim Chisin with a quick shot. It's wide and high off the glass. We will have Michigan and Minnesota tonight. If you can be here for more NCAA hockey, quarterfinal championship round. Winners head to Milwaukee. Hookstein, glove save. That shot was wide. Let's update the brackets on the way to Milwaukee. And if you want tickets, forget it. You better look to Boston in 1998. Colorado College is there and waiting into the semifinal for the second year in a row. They played for the championship, as a matter of fact, last year, losing to Michigan. The winner of this game will be matched up against Colorado College. And Boston U, that huge overtime victory over Denver last night in the East in Worcester, awaits the winner of tonight's Minnesota and Michigan matchup.
Some pretty good talent going that way.
We are midway through this third period. Calder tees it up and shoots wide. Cornell starting back. Half is squeezed, lose control of the puck. Looking long. Shot hit the crossbar. You could hear it chiming as it hit the bar. Almost a 3-goal lead. 9:40 to play. Great effort by Ulmer that time. He had the shot and he cranked it. High off the glass and out of the zone. Ulmer again going for it. Can't get there. Cornell takes over. Good check by Calder as he comes back to bang Jeff Oates. Now behind the net. Big tries to set it up to the far side. Shoot it down into the zone and change lines.
North Dakota in the last few minutes have really gone to those long rink-wide passes. They're finding some openings there, making the pass and just moving the puck into the offensive zone.
That one is broken up. Defoe getting a lot of ice time. Back out to the point. Batted away. A chance for the Big Red to break out. They try to do it. Try to put it on the stick of Kovac. But it comes all the way back down. And Wilson will have to track it down behind the net in front. Here's a chance. Save made. Defoe had the opportunity but couldn't finish it. Behind the net. Big Red trying to get something going offensively. 8 minutes and 22 seconds to play here in the third period. This is Auger ridden off the puck. But it's kept in by Tim Chisholm, who follows up the play.
Coach Dean Glaze has moved Defoe to that #1 position on that first line, replacing Jason Blake up there with wingers Hoopstein and Panzer also up there. So he's giving some size to that line.
Less than 8 to play. North Dakota controlling. Hoopstein dumps it toward the goal. It'll be held on to by Jason Elliott. 4-2 is the score. North Dakota has the lead here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And we are at the Van Andel Arena in downtown Grand Rapids, very close to the banks of the Grand River. We had some snow early this morning. It's gone. It's very pleasant outside right now. I'm John Sanders along with Tom Reed and Lisa Bowes. Great to have you with us for this coverage of NCAA hockey. Hoopstein tried to keep it alive in the zone, could not. Rudder starts back. Still on it. That comes back to center ice at the 7.5-minute mark. Chased down by Kindle. Carries to center ice and into the zone. Spun off it by Murphy. Tries to go back after it. Those two battle. There's an opportunity now. Calais shooting and a save made.
Oh, nice shot coming in. Also Daly going down there as a defenseman, but that's the time you want to shoot. Calais doing the job of coming into that position, taking that shot. Calais had missed last weekend's series with a bad wrist, but he's back in the lineup, and a big plus it is for North Dakota. Coming in, see him on the defenseman there. Do you make the pass or not? If you make the pass, chances are that you may have it deflected away from your teammate, and all of a sudden Calais just makes a shot going from that bottom corner, and Jason Elliott, the junior, coming down to block it.
Controlled off the faceoff by Burgoyne. He'll try to get it started back for the Big Red. Smart now, his line is on. That is kept in, and then right back out it comes. Shot to the near boards by Burgoyne. He'll come off if we get a line change. Williamson will track it down for North Dakota. Intent to play at center ice.
Well, they are. They don't want the puck in their zone. They know they don't need any more goals. The Big Red has to win this game. They've got to score at least 3 goals and give up none.
The quick shot by Wilson is blocked. Ulmer going for it. He's ridden off the puck. Checked by Wilson. Loose in front. That's a goal. Beautiful shot by Defoe, I believe.
Boy, was it ever. That puck came to his stick. Ulmer doing a yeoman's job there, getting to the boards. The puck squirts loose as he takes a pretty good check from a couple of Big Red, and all of a sudden it comes out to Defoe about 15 feet out in front of the net. This is the area that we saw before. They couldn't get the shots away. You're going to see him get the shot here. As it squirts in here, look where this shot goes to. Big quick up on the stick side, up high. It's in the net. Defoe gets his 7th of the goal, or 7th goal of the season, and the assist will go to number 4, Dane Litke, and also to number 19, who did a great job also on the boards, Jeff Ulmer.
Ulmer able to free that puck, but what a great shot. He just snaps it past the goaltender. It's a 3-goal lead now with just over 6 minutes to play. Maybe the folks from North Dakota are breathing a little bit easier. Well, I tell you, the thaw has stepped up big since that injury sent Jason Blake to the locker room.
Well, that's what I talked about before. When you have players who get hurt, somebody else has to pick up the pace a little bit, and it'll happen in most teams. You just wonder who it's going to be. And Defoe, as you mentioned, John, coming up from this #1 line here now and stepping up big is a big plus for the Fighting Sioux.
He'll go back to the bench as he dumps it into the zone, and North Dakota attacking again, rebound in front, and still his backhand, and that one is just wide. Another good opportunity for Hoogstein. Maybe a little wind will go out of the sails of the Big Red here. There's another opportunity in front. Cruising and looking for the puck was Calais. Now Cornell starts back. This is Smart. He's tied up over there by pivots. Digging forward is Bergen along the board. It's going to come out beyond the blue line. Be tracked down by Chad Wilson. 5 minutes to go. North Dakota in front by 3 at 5-2. 4:53 remaining. We'll be back to Grand Rapids. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the 1997 Ice Hockey Championship.
Standing on the bench to add some moral support, a mild separation. Hopefully he will be ready for next weekend in Milwaukee. Gentlemen.
His team looking more and more like they will be in that national semifinal in Milwaukee.
Do you think that's a sign of a competitor there? You saw the look in his face standing behind the bench and got the ice pack on already.
Wilson deep in the zone. Ridden off the puck, but controlled by Cornell. Moynihan turns. Out to Rudder trying to do something behind the net. Toward the goal. It's loose in front and finally cleared out of there.
Boy, Moynihan was standing right on the doorstep too. He was looking for it.
There's a quick shot. That one is wide, coming back the other way.
All right.
Notice how the penalty calls have gone away in the third period. 5-2. North Dakota leads. Less than 4 to play. The Big Red need a goal in a hurry. Wilson bumped off the puck. Wrapping around the net is Big. At the far side. We called it to chase it up ice. Tracked down there by Sacchetti. 3.5 minutes remain. Got icing called and come all the way back down to the face-off circle. To the left of our goalie, Jason Elliott.
Well, you look at Dean Blaze once again, just still giving the command from the bench as to what he expects out there. He was pretty calm and cool before the game, but he knew full well that this was going to be a tough battle. And Big Red has certainly made it that way.
3:32 to play. 5-2 is our score. Another reminder that Michigan and Minnesota are coming up yet. It'll be later tonight. The 21st time this year the North Dakotas had 5 or more goals, and there once again is that man, Brad Defoe, trying to make his presence felt. Daly trying to bring it out of the zone. He does. His lead pass is too far for Smart, and it comes back.
Solid little play by Chris Murphy. He got the puck, didn't just fire it down to get an icing. He just laid it down there to get it back into that Big Red zone. He's just trying to take the clock down as much as he can.
Smart was looking for Pat, who takes a check and a hard check.
Oh, that was not a good penalty. They both came together there, but he's going to call interference nonetheless. They were both looking at each other. And Litke has gone over to talk to the referee, but the call has been made already. And so with that in mind, it will be Peter Armbruster who gets paid. Watch them both look at each other. You're like, okay, let's go, guys. They just came into each other. One went down, one didn't. The guy who goes down doesn't get the penalty. That's the rule.
He is from the hockey hotbed of Edina, Minnesota, is Peter Armbruster. And he takes the penalty. Still just under 3 minutes to play. 2:55 as a matter of fact.
And his former team also in Edina, Minnesota, won the state high school championship in the Class AA this year.
Cornell is He's taken advantage of some power play opportunities. Face-off is going to come outside the blue line with 2:46 to play, and North Dakota will try to nurse this 3-goal lead to the locker room and pack, get ready to go to Milwaukee. Again, we remind you that Milwaukee, no tickets available, so you have to think ahead another year to Boston.
And here's a guy who scored a power play goal earlier on in this hockey game, Matt Cooney, the senior out of Wilcox, Saskatchewan, as we said, and really the leader on the ice, a very complete hockey player. And right now he would like nothing better than to get something on the board. They trail by 3, not a lot of time left, and they've got to fire the puck.
Auger will bring it across center ice. Cooney trails the play. Auger holding. Now he turns. They're on the power play. Cooney behind the net will wrap it around. Looking for Auger. That pass comes out of the zone.
You notice everything was on the outside again, John. All the motion, all the flow of that puck was never into the center ice area. And by creating that box position, as North Dakota did on the killing off the penalty, they did not allow Big Red to get into that good shooting territory.
Less than 2 to play in the game and 54 seconds on the penalty. A 3-goal lead. Wilson dodges a check. The puck hangs up at center ice. Hoogstein trying to ride it out of there, and that'll come all the way back down to the goal line. And Wilson will have to start over with only 35 on the penalty and 1.5 minutes to go in the game. It appears the national semifinal will have Colorado College and the Fighting Sioux of North Dakota. Calder content to just stop with the puck. Let the time wind down to 1 minute left. Shot falling on the puck out in front is Aaron Schweitzer trying to protect that 3-goal lead. And let's update the brackets. North Dakota on their way to the national semifinal with this quarterfinal victory this afternoon here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Here are the brackets. It'll be a good matchup. They know each other pretty well. Boston U awaits the winner of tonight's game between Minnesota and Michigan, and I can guarantee you that'll be a dandy. This place will be packed. It'll be loud. It will be rocking. So we hope that you will be here. It all starts at 5:30 Eastern Time from Van Andel Arena, the second of our national quarterfinal games here in Michigan. We will know the 4 teams that will be playing for the national championship. Here's a 2-on-1 break. Empty net and a goal.
Well, Henderson made no mistake about it there when you pull the goaltender, as Big Red did and should have done. Just trying anything right now, trying to get in there. But Henderson comes down. He could have made the pass across, but in those situations, you don't want to. You want to make certain that there's not going to be any blockage or, an errant pass being made. And with that, Henderson just takes it and puts it in.
Finally got a little smile from Dean Blaze. Mike Schaefer needs to be relaxed.
And that's an unassisted goal by Henderson, his 11th of the season.
Scored by number 22, Matt Henderson.
Start the clock with less than 50 seconds to go now. Well, they finally opened it up the way it looked like they were. Cornell never led in the game. They were always fighting from behind. Every time they looked up, they were 2 goals down. They got it down to within 1 goal a couple of times, but they couldn't get over the hump.
Yeah, they couldn't. And Big Red did a tremendous job in this game, John. The floodgates, and North Dakota's got a very good skating hockey club.
I tell you what, when you look back at this game, you look at the play here in the 3rd period, especially of Brad Defoe, when they moved him up on that first line to replace Jason Blake, he was a factor. Not only that he scored the goal, he was all over the ice.
Oh, yeah, he was. He's got some size, and he's just a youngster. I mean, he's got a long way to go here, a lot to learn. But he's got some tremendous skills as a high school hockey player in Apple Valley, Minnesota. He was a big reason for their success over the years, and Dean Blaze very happy to have him on that squad because he brings that element of size to his a fairly small contingency of players.
Cooney one more time. No, it's wide. Final seconds now winding down in our national quarterfinal, and that's going to do it. Congratulations to the Fighting Sioux of Coach Dean Blaze from North Dakota. They will advance to the national semifinal against Colorado College. One more to go to set the field that will be battling for the national championship in Milwaukee about an hour from now. Hope you'll come back with us for what should be a tremendous hockey game between Minnesota and Michigan. Blake was not on the ice for the end, but he was there in spirit for his team. First time they have gone to the national semifinal since 1987. And Coach Blaze, the coach of the year, will get a chance to take on Colorado College in that next round. We will be back. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the 1997 Ice Hockey Championship.